Here we have a 2023 Cadillac Escalade. And this Escalade comes in the Premium Luxury trim level. And the paint color is going to be crystal white tricoat. And our interior is going to consist of jet black perforated leather. And the powertrain is going to be a 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8. Made it with a 10-speed automatic transmission. As we come around the front end, we have this newer front here, starting in 21. LED headlamps along with LED signature daytime running lights. Love the Premium Luxury grille. And as we come around to the side here, we have 22-inch aluminum wheels. And then we have power running boards, and they have the lights underneath them, which I can never get to come up when I'm filming, but I always see them when I pull up to the car. But they're the power running boards there. And here on the door panel, we have the controls for the power door locks, power windows, which are one touch down in the back, and then for the front, they are one touch up and down. And then we have memory seating here. We can power fold our mirrors, and there are the blind spot monitors in those. We can lock the windows, control the power mirrors there. And then we have 3-stage heated and cooled seats, which we can control from the door panel here as well. And then we have a 19-speaker premium AKG sound system. And over here we have our 4-wheel drive controls, ride height controls, and then of course we can control our drive modes as well. So we have Tour, Sport, Off-Road, Tow Haul, and then My Mode. And then electronic parking brake, trailer brake controller, power tilt and telescoping steering wheel. And there's our power driver seat with power lumbar support. Now to move these seats, you can hit this and these will fold flat and scoot up for additional storage, or you can slide the seat back and forth without folding it using this here. But make sure it's all the way back, and I'll test out the leg room. So I have the seat quite a bit back. I need to scoot it up some to kind of show you. I'm 6'3", and I can sit behind this seat without my knees touching the back if the seat were like it was supposed to be, but I have it a little far back. But really good leg room in this, of course, with this being a large SUV, it should. And over here we have our controls for our automatic climate control for the rear, and then we have 3-stage heated outboard seats as well. And then 2 USB-C charge ports and a 3-prong household plug-in, probably about 120 volts. And there we have cup holders there. And then that's kind of the leg room that you have in that third row. So still plenty of space, even in the third row, for adults that might not have legs as long as mine, but you can sit back there, it just won't be comfortable. Now, let's check out this fuel filler while we're back here. Just press that. It says premium fuel is recommended, but that's really just to get the maximum horsepower output. You can put regular in there, no problem. And there's our back in there signature Escalade tail lights, dual exhaust. And then to pop the lift gate, just hit that button there, which I love they finally did that. I used to do that all the time, press the Cadillac crest, and it wouldn't do anything, and I'm glad that it does that. Of course, there's our sub back there. Another 3-prong household plug-in, and we can actually fold that second row by hitting these buttons here, and then we can power fold up and down our third row. Of course, the seats are far back, but when they're up far enough, you can fold it flat and you'll have plenty of space for pretty much whatever. And I forgot to mention, the third row, you do have USB-C charge ports on either side. Now we're going to come around to the front passenger seat here. Pretty much the same adjustability as the front driver with power and power lumbar support. And I do love this trim here, really nice. So I'm gonna show underneath the hood next. But one thing I did forget to touch on was this illuminated kick plate here, which I really like. Just really fancy, but not too much. And there's that standard 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8 that comes in all of your Escalades. Now let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So we do have the OLED display here, which kind of runs from the gauge cluster all the way to the screen here. And we'll dive into that in a second, but I want to go over this steering wheel here. I really like that it's not too thick, but it's thick just enough to be easy to control. And you can pretty much put your hand everywhere except in this middle part, which if you like doing that, you can do that. But of course you can heat it there. I love the look of it too, and it has that same kind of faux wood grain look going there. But over here to the screen, the main screen here, that's the navigation system. I'm gonna show you this home page. Pretty customizable. You can do the automatic park assist. And then you have all your quick shortcuts on here. But I like that you have them available there as well. You can kind of scroll through that. So if you want to hit your quick shortcut for audio, it'll pull up all of that. Same with nav, your phone, and then the vehicle information, which has a lot of good info there at your fingertips. So tire pressure, oil life, your efficiency, fuel economy. So I really like that. And of course you get wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, along with Alexa. And then AM, FM, XM, Bluetooth audio. There's our backup camera there, and we do have a 360 view. And we can change how we want the camera to show. So we can have a normal angle, wide angle, overhead angle, side angle. And we also have a front camera as well. And it's nice to have a video recorder. And then we can go to our climate controls here. We have the dual zone automatic climate controls for the front. And then from the screen, we can actually control the rear climate, which is really nice. And we can lock that as well if we don't want anybody playing with it. Now over here, we can toggle that auto stop on and off. We can turn that lane departure on and off, automatic brake hold there. And for our shifter, we hit this button on the side, pull down for drive, tap down for low, tap up for neutral, and then hit the button, push all the way up for reverse, press P for park. And then we have a volume knob here. And then we have our shortcuts as well. So you can hit nav, it'll pull up the nav. Same with audio, it'll pull that up. And then vehicle information, the home button, the back button, and then you can use this knob here, like in your German vehicles and Lexus, and you can scroll through and click everything if you want to. Which is nice. Once you get used to that, it's pretty fun to use. And then there we have a USB-C, USB-A charging port. And then we can fold this closed. Little storage there, cup holders here, wireless charging socket there. And then here we have a couple more inputs. We have an SD card reader, a USB-C, and another USB-A input. And the SD card reader is actually used for your navigation. Then you have a 12-volt in there if you want to use that. And a nice removable tray, really deep pocket in the center console cubby. Now up here, we have our universal home remote controls, dome lights there, and then we can actually power fold this third row from up here, which is really nice if you're loading or unloading something. And then you want to be able to put your seat up if you're either going to pick the kids up or you just let them out and you got to get wood or whatever. You can just power fold that, watch, from up here. Super cool. And then really nice panoramic sunroof. It's a little filthy up there, but one touch, tilt and slide, open and shut. Same with the sunshade. Hit that button one time and it'll go ahead and close. And then we can also toggle our lift gate from up here too. Let me just give one good look at the back seat from up here with the sunroof shut. They did a really good job with this interior. And there we have a really nice size glove compartment there. Owner's manual in there as well. Excuse the glare. So I'm going on and off. Now over here, I like that this is touch as well. I can just hit this and pull up whatever my options are. And I can swipe through. Super neat. Then we have our heads-up display there. And then for our gauge cluster, there we have just kind of standard mode set up there, but I can go through and actually, like I can change my audio sources here, can scroll through all of that, and then I can also configure that as well through the settings. But to the left side of the steering wheel, we do have our cruise controls here, forward gap adjust there for adaptive cruise and for collision alert. And then we have voice recognition controls here. To the right side of the steering wheel, we can go through our track list favorites here, or radio station controls, and then quick shortcut for audio, volume controls here. And I like that you have a down, up, and a mute. Like I said, you can just scroll through everything there. And then nice to have paddle shifters behind the steering wheel too. Here we have push button start. And there's our rear camera mirror. And finally, here's our key fob with remote start. And next, we're gonna go ahead and take this Escalade Premium Luxury out on the road for a quick test drive. So in this stop and go traffic I've been in for about 10 minutes, even though I'm in a very big vehicle, I don't feel like I'm about to hit either side of either the rails that are over here or go over the line over here. Just very easy to maneuver, and a lot of that has to do with how the hood actually slopes down. And I'm glad that they went ahead and did that, because I'm used to having big vehicles like this. On top of it being a big vehicle, the hood's in the way and you don't know where you're going. So kudos to Cadillac for doing this on the Escalade, and for GM doing it on all of their big SUVs, including the Yukon and the Tahoe. Now I will say, this 6.2 liter really does fit something like an Escalade when you want to feel like you're king of the road, and that's kind of what this conveys. It's nice having that beefy V8 with this seamless 10-speed automatic. Give it a little throttle here. Love that rumble. have the adaptive cruise on now. And then we have the lane departure as well. Which is pretty good. And like I've said in my other reviews of GM vehicles, I just want lane centering. I need lane centering. If I'm gonna have adaptive cruise, if Kia and Hyundai can put lane centering on their vehicles, for this kind of money, I should be able to really get Super Cruise standard, but I'm not even gonna hold them to that high of a standard. Just give me lane centering, please. But the ride quality, one thing that Hyundai and Kia can't touch is how this baby rides, and it rides so it just floats down the road in typical Cadillac fashion. Really good ride quality. So a weird quirk that I have with this vehicle, which I love everything about the interior. It looks great, it drives well, it rides fantastically. The drive mode button down here is really annoying because I can't see it while I'm driving. So if I'm gonna go from tour to sport mode, I literally have to go like this and look over there, and that's just, I wish if there was a button anywhere else other than right there, I'd be good. But I just can't see it, so I'd have to like feel for it and look for it to toggle between drive modes. And it's something little, but it's something that I would try to fix because I don't like it being there. If I want to change drive modes on the fly, I'm trying to pass somebody, or I just want to do a pull or whatever, I shouldn't have to go over here and be like, oh, where's the drive mode button? But I like that the ride height buttons are over here because that's easy. They're on the corner and I can just kind of toggle between those there, and I can still see through the steering wheel for the most part. But when I adjust it, those start to go out of view as well. So I can't see anything from the four-wheel drive up over. So final thoughts on the Escalade. Of course, right now they're still ridiculously expensive, and that's before you have $30,000-$40,000 dealer markup. Like this one's selling, I think, for $120,000. I don't even know if it's tickered that much, and this is used, but it just has 200 miles on it. But it's just really expensive to get one of these. But if you want one and you can afford one, go ahead and get it, because this is just, it's such a luxurious vehicle. Other than lane centering, it has any feature you could want. And if you're not used to having lane centering, you're not even gonna miss it. I am, so I expect that on pretty much any vehicle these days that I'm gonna purchase. But just really, really great luxury. Like, that's the only way to describe this vehicle. It's just the epitome of luxury. So with all that being said, this is gonna bring me to my review, the end of my review, excuse me, of the 2023 Cadillac Escalade Premium Luxury.